Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. In this video I'd like to show you how to make these ear flaps. It's really easy to make them and they look really neat. They work also for many styles. I'm gonna show you how to make them on particular this yellow hat that I still haven't washed. You see right now unwashed hat. But I also made the same ear flaps for this hat. This hat we worn already for 2 seasons. And we have another one with the same ear flaps. This hat we worn for 3 seasons already. And another one with the same ear flaps. So as you see, they can work for many styles. To knit this hat, I held 2 strands of the same yarn together. For the ear flap, I'm gonna use only 1 strand of the same yarn. I will be using circular needles, 3.5 millimeters, and that's a half a size smaller than the one I used to knit the hat. Crochet hook, 2.1 millimeters. That's the one I'm comfortable with. I will also use knitting markers and tapestry needle to hide the ends. One ear flap is done, and I already placed markers where I want my second one to be. To find out the right place, I put the head flat, and ear flap supposed to be flat on the back side of the head. I also tried it on my daughter and made sure that the place is correct for both ear flaps. To give you an idea of my size, this is 20 centimeters just in front, and in between ear flaps, that's gonna be 10 centimeters. I will pick up the loops in the round. So I'm gonna start on the right side and go to the left, then turn around, and I'm gonna pick up loops on this side as well. So overall, I'm going to be using one row and another one right here. And I'm going to start with this one. Then I'm going to remove the markers and continue with the other row. I used so many markers. I used 5 of them just to make sure I'm going to stick to one row and I'm not going to shift up or down. I'm placing the head in this way that the peak is facing me. I will start picking up my loops on this side. I have to pick up overall 13 loops on this side and 13 on the other one. So I'm leaving the row with the marker here and I'm going to the next one. And just like that, I'm picking up it with my hook. Then another one. And next one. Here I'm going to this one, and just in the middle I'm taking the string and picking up another loop. I will take the needle now, and I'm just gonna place my loops on the needle. Then another 3 loops. And 3 more loops. When we hold our needle and when we picking up our loops in this way, we're going to be hiding everything what we are picking up, like additional needle and all the stitches here, they will be hidden inside our ear flap. So now I can remove the markers. I will turn the work to the other side. And I will continue picking up the loops on this side. This time I'm gonna use the next row right here. So I was using this one to pick up the loop, and now I'm gonna use this one. So now fold is facing me, and the yarn just goes inside, and I only gonna need to pick up the loop like that. Again, I'm going to the next row right here. And just like that, I have 26 loops on my needles. Now I will have to knit in rounds in stockinette stitch 8 rounds. That's how it looks after 2 rounds. And that's inside. I will continue with another 6 rounds and I will meet you when I'm done with them. 8 rounds are done and I'm gonna start making decreases now. I already placed my markers before each decrease. I'm gonna have to make 4 decreases in each round, and overall that's gonna be 4 rounds with 4 decreases. After that, I'm gonna have 5 loops on this side and 5 on this one. So overall, I'm gonna have 10 loops left. Let's start with the decreases. First, I'm gonna knit this loop, my marker. Then I'm gonna make decrease with these 2 loops. First, I'm gonna just place them this way and knit them together. That's gonna be make the left decrease. Seven loops are knitted, then another decrease, and this time I'm not gonna switch the position of the loops, I'm just gonna knit them together as they are. My marker, and knit 1 stitch, 1 loop. Turning our work. Again, I'm knitting first stitch, first loop, my marker. Now I'm changing the position of the loops. And then I'm putting them back and knitting them together. That's make the left decrease. Then again, 7 loops in between decreases. Then these loops just together, like make a right decrease. Marker and knitting this 1 loop in this round. That was the first round with decreases. Other 3 rounds with decreases going to be exactly the same. We will knit first loop, marker, then make the left decrease, just switching position of the loops, placing them back and knitting them together. Then in the middle, 5 loops, and knitting these 2 loops together. Make the right decrease, marker, and 1 knit. Turning the work, adjusting our needles. Knitting 1, marker, changing position of the loops and knitting them together. 5 loops in between, just knit. And 2 loops together. Marker and our last loop. That was the second round with decreases. And I'm gonna continue with the next 2 rounds on my own, and I will meet you when I'm done with them. So all decreases are done. I have 10 loops on both needles. I can cut my yarn and close the knitting with tapestry needle. I'm just sliding my loops to the tapestry needle. In the same way I would knit those loops. from one needle, in the same way from the other one. Now it's time to tie it. I'm gonna go around with the needle a few more times just to secure my knitting and hide the yarn inside. I will hide the other end as well. Now I can make the lace on this ear flap as well. I will need to pick up 4 loops right here. For that, I will go to the first few stitches. I will grab the yarn, and that's gonna be my first loop. Then I'm gonna go to the next 3 stitches. Grab the yarn and make another loop. Next 2 stitches. And next 3 one. Here I have 4 loops and I'm gonna place them on my needles. And to make this lace or this cord, I will be knitting in the round stockinette stitch. Just tighten a little bit this first stitch. I see that this loop is a little splitted, so I'm just gonna adjust it and I will continue with knitting it. I will continue with the same pattern until I have the same length as here. I finished knitting the lace and I can cut the yarn and close the knitting with tapestry needle now. Sliding 1 stitch at a time to the needle. Tighten it a little bit. And just going with the yarn through all 4 loops. And I'm gonna tie it again. I'm gonna go a few more times around to secure the knitting and I'm gonna hide the yarn then. I will hide this yarn as well. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.